All right, so first things first, we need to prep our air compressor. So we need to remove the outlet fitting. If you're following the instructions, guys, again, it's you gotta just pick and choose. So this video is gonna help us slow everything, or sorry, speed everything up. So you're gonna take this cap out with 12 millimeter. You're not gonna connect anything to it. It's solid plug, so there's nothing happening there. Again, this line's coming from the air compressor. You're probably gonna think you have to get it over there. You're not. So you're going to get this bad boy started in here and don't over tighten it. Again, we're working with brass fittings. All right, now that we got that, guys, you need to find out where you're going to want to put it on the truck. You want to put it in your bed? That's up to you. I'm going to run it on the frame rails because I don't want to drill holes on the inside of my bed, and I don't want to drill holes in the frame, so I found a way to make it work. They give you all these different options of holes. The only thing they say you can't do is put it with the module down, obviously, because that's going to be getting a lot of water on it. You can put it on sideways. You can put it on like this, as long as you have enough room. Then, of course, you just want to orient it to make sure that the easiest way to get to everything. I'm going to try and put power going towards the cab because that's what we're going to do, and the outlet, of course, going out towards our tires, our airbags. So let me show you here in just a second what I'm going to do and how I'm going to mount it. All right, y'all, so I decided to put the air compressor on the passenger side, and the reason being is because on the driver's side, the 3/4 ton with all that extra little pieces of the suspension, the emergency parking brake cable is in the way. So let's check out where I put this bad boy. Under here. All right, so that's where I ended up putting it. I just got some self-tapping screws. All these extra holes, man, I tried 90 ways from Tuesday to try and get them done to be able to use them. Different hardware. I manufactured some pieces, tried to do it. Said scrap that. I marked these two holes with a marker. I used my drill tap. Did a little pilot hole right here with an itty bitty one. And then I put in a heavy duty 1.25" self-tapping screw with a flat washer for a 5/16. Got that nailed on there. Don't forget to put your filter on there. I would point your filter backwards because everything that's going forward can get spray underneath here. We've already hooked up our line here like we did before. We have our power wires here, so we don't have to worry about that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to probably run the air lines first, and then we'll do the electrical. So just remember, this can't be facing down because this is sealed off. We don't get a lot of spray here, but if you put it down here, you can see that we do get some spray. You can see these splatter there. So now we're gonna run the air lines. All right, guys, self-tapping screws to get here. I had a little T-bracket. I got this at Ace a few years ago. I bent it down, and I brought my secondary emergency valves to the front here to the same bracket. I didn't want them anywhere else. Now, how you guys want to run your tubing is up to you completely. Wherever your tubing might bump the frame, I'm going to link some 5/16 fuel line down below. It's just a precautionary measure. Zip tie it tight in the middle. I wrap the ends with some electrical tape so it doesn't fall down. Body ground goes here, and then we're going to have our power lead here. It is a 3-wire system, so your one wire is going to go here, and then the rest is going to go up there. And then, like I said, I did go ahead and run secondary out here. This came with the actual airbags themselves, and the kit for the compressor will come with its own set to run here. But I just thought I would use those up because it was its own tubing. And then, like I said, you're just going to Jenga it around here to find out where you want to run your tubing. But I have a bunch of these little fuel line pieces throughout here. And again, from the side profile, you can't tell it's anywhere. Luckily for us, our compressor is blocked by this, so any extra spray, we're going to be golden there. Don't forget to put your little compressor filter on there, and you probably should swap those every year or two. We'll check for leaks later, but now we have to run our wiring harness. So, yesterday, it comes with all the heat wrap stuff, supposedly good for 300 degrees. This is your side that's going to go to your battery. This side's going to go to your actual compressor. And after that, I double wrap it with electrical tape because this shit will get brittle and fall off after a while. So now we're just going to run it through the frame. Because I ran it on the passenger side, we need to be cognizant of anything that's going to get hot. So we're going to keep it up from that. And so I'm going to worm it through there. I'm going to show you how I got it through there, and then we'll be almost ready to fire it up. All right. So just in case you won't. All right, ladies and gents, we're running out of daylight. The camera died. So when you run your wire harness up, I ran it down through this hole down here. I'll show you here in just a second where I ran it. You have your red, it's going to go to your hot. Okay. Do not hook to any of these bad boys. Okay. It needs to be on this post or on the outside here. Your ground can go either on this side of the EMS, which is the battery management system. Go here if you want to. And then we ran ours to auxiliary 6. I'll show you how to do that in a separate video because it's just going to make this stuff too long. So we ran that to that. So the pink wire, when you come up, you're thinking, well, I should just have a red and a black. You have one that's only a battery on. Okay, guys? So that's the way you want it, because otherwise, in my older trucks, when I had other people install them and stuff, and I did them, the 2-wire system always was airing up even when the truck was sitting. So we did remove that cover to get to this block right here. We have a 15 or 10 amp fuse here, and we have our block here. Now, when I ran it underneath, guys, because I did it on the passenger side, and I want to show you here, bear with me. Wow. All right, so here on this side, you have the emergency brake cable. So it made it a pain to try and mount the compressor. Not enough room here. So here's our wire harness here. So I dropped it out the firewall, down, zip tied it up there to the emergency brake cable, which is fine. We ran it around our little cubby hole, up and over. And then we ran it a little bit of trial and error, but I'm doing it here for you guys. So we ran it up and over this, over the gas tank, back here to our fuel lines, or not our fuel lines, our airline area, and then back around to the compressor. Underneath the compressor, guys, all you got to do is we ran our ground here, and then our pink that only goes to hot, which I'll finish this up tomorrow. I will just wrap this whole area with electrical tape. We have all of our airlines gone. This is up and out of the way because we tied it up here. Now, if you do go in for service, make sure you tell them you do have an airline compressor set up underneath here. So that way when they pull the cab, because they will, then you'll be good. So, let me turn this crap off. Now that you've done that, guys, now you just need to check for air leaks. You're going to need a spray bottle with a little bit of half and half, Dawn dish soap, Johnson's baby soap, whatever. Check for air leaks. The truck's got to be on. So we have our little remote here. We'll download the app tomorrow. So if you guys want like a full review on how this works, I'll do that separately. This was just the install, so I wanted to get that done once the camera was finally charged up to 20%. So now I'm going to check for air leaks, which you just need to spray each fitting. Now, if you guys don't do the extra little piece where I did, where I ran the extra airlines back, so if the compressor failed, I could still air up, which is always possible, right? Then you won't have as many fittings. So I have plenty of fittings. So we're going to go from there, guys. If you guys have any questions, want any comments on this, feel free. Everything is linked below. Again, if I had all this stuff, which I saved you guys the time by showing you what I went and had, then you can get the stuff by the time the stuff comes in. This is under $700 for airbags, giving you 5,000 pounds of load leveling. And yeah, catch you on the next one.